Hey everyone, doing the weekly outlook. So today is Sunday, the 1st of May. So getting this out early as there's a few trades I want you guys looking at as we move into this week. So coming into May, April was a great month for us in the mentorship program. We ended Friday last week with I think 2 or 3 trades running, 2 of which were on NU that we took last week. Easily around 8 to 10% bagged just on those 2 trades. And again, like we still have a full trade running and we took partials on the other. Just last month was a great month. Now coming into last month, it was definitely a very messy month in March. Obviously the whole Russia-Ukraine situation kicked off. The markets were somewhat messy, very, very slow on quite a few pairs. But we ended up, again, April was just a fucking great month. The first week was a little slow. We ended up having a great month. So hopefully, we will be continuing that into May. So let's have a look at our pairs. Okay, so the dollar, again, I'm going to keep it pretty brief. Dollar is very, very bullish right now. I want you guys to also keep in mind we do have NFP on Friday. Okay, so that's the largest news release out of the US. It is on the first Friday of every month. Okay, so that is going to be this Friday. NFP plus unemployment plus CAD unemployment. So expect a few, maybe some movement this week on the dollar on Friday, just something to be aware of. I don't really care about news, as I say in every video, just to reiterate. I just focus on specific news releases just to be aware of when they're coming out and just in case there's any manipulation or volatility in the market. So for example, like interest rate, I care about, or Fed interest rate or Fed press conference. Although I don't care what they're saying, I don't look at what they're saying, I don't look at any results. I just look at the times, just so if I know if I'm taking position, what I should be doing, if anything, to change my stop losses, my risk management, things like that. Okay, so that's really the main ones. What you guys be aware of this week is we have NFP plus some interest rate news for the U.S. Otherwise, all this other stuff we don't really need to be aware of. So the dollar, very, very bullish, expecting this to move higher. We are at yearly highs right now. So if the dollar is to move lower, it will most likely do it from here, especially with NFP on Friday. We could see a big reversal on the dollar. But until we see it, the dollar is bullish. Right now it's retesting 103 to move higher. The only area of interest, or the area of interest this week for the dollar that I want to be aware of is 103.8, 104 region. I want to be aware of it might push up into this and then fall. So that's definitely an area of interest, especially as we move into NFP on Friday. A few other pairs I'm looking at, AED, USD, watching for possible buys here. However, I do favor more downside on this, significantly more downside. I do think we will see 0.7 hit. Okay, I do think that will get hit. But right now, because it's just been falling without any pullback, I think we are due for a pullback. I think we might get it, but we just need a bit more price action. Let me just share this on the 4-hour and the daily. Here we are. So what we could see is a push below 0.705 into 0.7. Okay, it definitely could fall into here and then move higher. But just keep in mind, if the dollar is to reverse, then this will obviously push up higher. So watching price here as we move into this week for a possible buy. What I would want to see is something like this on like the 1 hour, as sort of like a minimum, I think. Is something like that for possible buy, back up into 0.718, 0.72, because we do have structure back up here at 0.735, 0.74 region, sorry, 0.73 region that we need to retest sort of through here. You see that level here, 0.735 region here. So we could see a move back up in here if the dollar was reversed, but that's a big what if. Otherwise, if this pair does break lower, then I'd be looking for a clear retest of 0.75 to go lower. I mean, again, this thing is super bearish, so until we see the price action indicator reversal, treat it as bearish, okay? Just make sure, you don't get married to a bias. Watch what price is telling you, and then just follow the market, okay? Never, ever get married to a bias. CAD JPY, the buy setup from last week shared within the mentorship program, reaching 330 pips for 1 to 13.17. Currently having a pullback after we secured profit on this last week, looking for a retest of 100.5 for a move higher, back up into 100, 102.3, 102.8. Now, I'm very bullish on this pair as such. Okay, however, I do think this is due for a big corrective move to the downside, and I think if and when it happens, I think what we will see is a pushback up into 102.8, 103, and then we'll see the move lower. That's what I'm sort of favoring this week as we come into Sunday and Monday today. So if price can pull down into here, give some bullish price action in the lower time frames, we can look for a buy up into 1028. Otherwise, again, there's always two different sort of scenarios. Otherwise, what could happen is this could easily come down, break, retest, and then go lower from there. Again, all we have to do is figure out where the price is currently, where is it headed, and then just kind of determine what are the possible outcomes, which is always going to be one of two outcomes, right? So as I just said, it's either going to retest here and move higher, or it's going to break, retest, and go lower. We just have to be patient enough and know what we're looking for entries, and then from there, we just be patient and we can let the market tell us what it's doing, and then we're in and we can make money. So trading really isn't a guessing game. It's really just a matter of being patient and following what the market does and just being robotic. If you can be robotic in trading and remove any emotion, any bias, or any emotional connection to outcome, then you can be significantly profitable trading long term. Okay, Euro JPY. So I'm looking for a buy from here. Again, very, very bullish on this pair. I'm expecting this to make a corrective move. I'm expecting JPY pairs to make a corrective move lower. But again, same thing with CAD JPY. I do think we'll see something like this, a push up into 138.5 or even 140 before we see them move lower. That's what I'm kind of favoring across pairs like CAD JPY, USD JPY, GBP JPY, things like that. So right now this is retesting 136.8, 137 region. Again, looking for some bullish price action in the lower time frames for a possible buy. I mean, even a buy, for example, let's say you got a buy in here and you did like a 35 pip stop loss, which is probably about as big as I would go in this pair. Even to here, that's a 1 to 5, okay? Which is half an FTMO done. Like for those who are trying to get FTMO, if you're funded with a 100K account, that's 5K. If you're funded with a 200K account, that's 10K on an FTMO account before the profit split. So, and then obviously it could break a hell of a lot higher back up into 140 with the overall trend. So I definitely, this is something of interest for you guys as you move into this week. If the price action gives on like the 30-minute, the 1 hour, the 2 hour, for example, then that'd be a very easy buy to make some quick money on Euro JPY. Otherwise, again, let's just look at the alternate sort of outlook on it. Let's say price doesn't give the price action, breaks, retest, you'd be looking to sell this down into this 135 region, 134.8 sort of region down here. So all you have to do is just watch this on the 30-minute, the 1 hour, or even the 2 hour maybe, and is it going to give bullish price action after market open today? This is probably something I'd be looking at today, or as we move into early London session tomorrow on Monday. GA playing out exactly as called last week. Push back in the structure. I said last week, look for a possible buy if price comes down and tests and respects. Ended up faking out. Obviously, looking at the lower time frames here, there's no price action here for a buy at all. Okay, ended up faking out, closed back above, and then came back down. Let's go to the 30-minute, for example. Came back down, tested, boom, you're off. Let's say you took an entry with a 15 maybe. Entry here. Again, biggest stop loss I would go on this pair is probably 40 pips. Boom, that's an easy 1 to 7 there. And I shared this last week. I said watch the price here. Faked out, retest, right off 1.75 region. Super simple, easy 1 to 7. So if you have an FTMO, you need 10% to pass the challenge. That's 7% done, assuming this doesn't go higher. Or if you're funded with a 100K account, that's 7K, 200K account, that's 14K, 400K account, that's 28K made in one trade. Okay, risk management, guys, 1%, 0.5 to 1% is what I suggest. And again, less is more. Trade quality setups, super clean setup here, played out. So what I'd be looking for now on this pair is for this to come back down and retest this 1.775 region for a move higher. Ideally, I think this is going to go up into 1.81, 1.82 region. I think that's where we're headed for this pair, is this 1.81, 1.82, which I think I even said a few weeks ago. So this looks really good for this week. I personally don't trade GA. I have a whole other pair, like these are the pairs we trade in the mentorship here. We have 9 pairs. We trade mostly these 6 with the additional 3. But again, like if this is a very clean setup. So I would be watching this, guys, and hopefully you can get a clear retest for a move higher. This will most likely be a London or New York trade tomorrow based on the price action needed. So make sure you're watching that. And then USD JPY. As I said last week, I literally said prices up here. I was like, I'm not interested. Let this fall down, and hopefully we can get a retest of like this 129 region, 129.5 region, which is exactly what's now happening. So what I'd be looking for, again, very bullish on this pair, but just be aware that JPY pairs might have a push up this week, and then we might begin to see a corrective move later this week, if not next week. So just keep that in mind. Of course, never married to a bias, but just keep in mind that they're all kind of lining up for that possible scenario. So what I'd be looking for here is it's a clear break and retest of 129, sort of 400, 500 region. I'd be looking for this to come back down in the 1 hour and give some bullish price action like this up into 131. So even if you got to buy from here, for example, let's say price comes back down 30 pips, 35 pips, you'd be looking at, again, a 1 to 6, 1 to 7, assuming it breaks higher than that. Otherwise, let's flip the bias here. Let's say that price breaks structure, comes back down, breaks, looking for a retest. You can sell this back down into 127.5 here. So again, something like that. Breaks, retest, again, the 1 hour, for example, if you want to keep things simple. Again, 30, 35 pips. It's a 1 to 5 as well. So you have trades coming on this. So you just have to be patient enough to figure out what is price doing. I've given you the charts. I've given you the setups. I've given you the direction for both scenarios. You just have to watch and see, is price going to come down and give the price action? If not, wait, it might break, and then you can get on the retest to go lower. That's it for now, guys. Have a great week. I'll be uploading another video on Wednesday. Good job last week. I know quite a few of you guys actually caught GA, which is fucking awesome. Amazing trade. Remember, guys, for those who are newer to my channel and that in my free Discord, I suggest only taking trades in the zones. You don't want to be taking trades up here. Okay, by the time you see this up here, the trade's gone. You want to be entering in here. Okay, so let's say that, like, for example, USD JPY pulls back. You want to be entering in the zone. All right, let me go back to the 1 hour here. In the zone here, or just off, or just below, like in and around. You never want to be entering way up here, because by the time price is up here, the trade is gone. Okay, that's it for now, guys. Have a great week. I'll chat to you guys on Wednesday when I post another market update. Be profitable. Stay strict in your risk management. Don't get greedy. Again, all you need is 1 or 2 trades, and you guys can make a lot of money. Focus on strict risk management, following the trading plan, and grow your capital. Okay, risk less and grow your capital. It's the best decision I've ever made with my trading, was reducing my risk and being a more conservative trader, and just understand that 1% of like 100K account is really all you need. Again, then, you know, for companies like FTMO, for example, who grow you up to 400 plus, you know, 1% trade can make a crazy amount of profit in one move. So have a great week, guys, and I'll chat to you guys on Wednesday.